Well, good evening. Actually, I'm not quite sure what is good about it. Today has not been too nice, unless, of course, you like rain. Uh, that was when I wrote the script, which was a couple of hours ago, and of course now it's sort of sunny outside, but with some black clouds around. But it hasn't been a good day, has it? It's certainly been one of the wettest days we've had for a long time, which is a real pity that it rained today, as we had our first wedding in All Saints Church this year. And it would have been so much nicer if it had not been raining. However, despite the weather, it was great to be holding Wyke couple Leanne and Martin's wedding in All Saints Church today. It was a very small congregation, which is limited in number due to the government regulations on weddings at this time. But we were also pleased to be able to live stream the wedding for Leanne and Martin, so that those who could not be in church with them could watch online today. It was a very happy service, and at the end both Brother Ali and Reverend Betty were buzzing and on top form. So I turned on my camera and asked them if they'd like to say a few words to everyone who'd be watching this evening's news programme. It was also a very rare occasion to see them both looking very smart together in their matching gold capes, so I was glad to catch it on camera.
Well, here we are, look, we're in our glad rags, looking smart. What do you think? We've just done our first wedding, and it was great, wasn't it?
It was.
Leanne and Martin Brown from our parish just got married here, and it's so wonderful to be back taking weddings again, isn't it, Betty?
Oh, it is. I mean, we can't sing, but we did have a few trilling notes.
We did.
But only a few trilling notes from our director when we were singing for Al Green.
I sung,
Yeah.
I'm so in love with you. You know, I didn't know they did.
Yeah.
So we had a little bit of Al Green. So if Obama can sing it, then I can sing it. So there we go. Anyhow, we just want to say we've had a lovely wedding, and tomorrow morning we're looking forward. We want to say welcome back to church.
Yes, welcome back to church. We will say it was a different wedding as well, because as Barry said, I think it's about only the 5th time in my living memory anyway that we've had such a wet day that all the photographs were taken inside.
It was.
So, and it was damp.
Properly
damp.
pouring. Wyke pouring. But we didn't have the wind. We didn't have the wind, did we?
No, we didn't have the wind, no. But it was different in lots of ways. But it was lovely. Everybody joined in. We had a baby in the congregation who emphasised every point that I had to make about Corinthians.
She did.
She did. It was very good. So I was very pleased about her contribution to the service as well. But yes, to go back to it, Brother Ali.
So one other thing I wanted to say, and it was a proper wedding, and I can tell when it's a proper wedding because you can see all the husbands getting elbowed in the ribs and the vows and in the readings, and there were some men going out of here, and you could see them clutching their sides where their wives were giving it this at the vows. So yeah, proper wedding.
Proper wedding.
So tomorrow we want to say welcome back. You are welcome. 11 o'clock we have a Eucharistic service here. We're online at 9:30 tomorrow morning. And if you're over 70 or shielding, just to say that we've got a service again at 10:30 on Wednesday. Yeah. And it's so lovely seeing people coming back.
Oh,
isn't it?
isn't
Yeah,
it lovely?
we are really
nice.
It's lovely to see your faces. We've missed you terribly. So we have put everything we can in place to make sure that people stay safe. Yeah. So we're staying safe, but we're actually saying stay safe, stay together. Yeah. And that's a good mantra. We
That's
can say
good,
that.
actually. I think we should
stay safe, stay together. Hey, Boris, you want to get hold of that one? Okay, well, God bless you. And if you're around tomorrow, it'd be lovely to see you. If not, we'll see you at the other end of a camera. Anything you want to say, Betty?
No, that's I'm done. We've covered everything, done everything. I think that's wonderful. Thank you to Gary, and we shall say this, who is in charge of all the
Yeah, he's been doing
for
amazingly.
for the sound, everything. We had the sound of the music was really great. So Gary, thank you very much for everything you've done, and happy birthday for the 29th
Oh
of July.
yes, you're getting a mention tomorrow, 29th was his birthday. He's 32 again.
He's 32 again.
32. Okay, all right. Well, we look forward to seeing you again soon, and hope you enjoy the rest of the news programme. And I don't know, it looks like it's a box set sort of day, isn't it, today?
I think so.
Watch a box set today. Okay, God bless you all.
God bless. Bye-bye.
So thank you very much, Reverend Betty and Brother Alistair there. A very happy day at All Saints today. Weymouth, like so many other towns in the UK, relies heavily on charities to support the community. But being a coastal town and a seaside resort, there's perhaps one charity that becomes even more important than the many others. That is the Royal National Lifeboat Institute, or RNLI. Sir William Hillary is credited with founding the National Institution for the Preservation of Life from Shipwreck, later renamed the Royal National Lifeboat Institute. After witnessing the destruction of dozens of ships from his home on the Isle of Man and getting involved in rescue attempts himself, Hillary appealed to the Navy, the government and other eminent characters for help in forming a national institution for the preservation of lives and property from shipwreck. With the support of London MP Thomas Wilson and West India Merchants Chairman George Hibbert, the institution was founded as a charity on the 4th of March 1824. The name was changed to RNLI in 1854. The RNLI's lifeboat crews and lifeguards have saved more than 139,000 lives since the charity formed in 1824. Weymouth is one of the busiest lifeboat stations on England's south coast. It operates 2 lifeboats, the Ernest and Mabel, a 7-class all-weather lifeboat, and Phil Clare 3, a B-class Atlantic 75 inshore lifeboat. And of course, we also have the RNLI Beach Lifeguards on Weymouth Beach. The RNLI locally and nationally has been hit in a really big way, like so many other charities during the coronavirus pandemic, and have seen a massive dip in income. As this week should have been Lifeboat Week, Janet Hall went to speak to some of the RNLI's local fundraising team.
Sadly, Weymouth Lifeboat Week has had to be cancelled this year due to the pandemic. This is a great blow to them because of the loss of funds. So Chrissy Payne and Teresa Drage have come to tell us how we can help.
Hello, my name's Chrissy Payne and I'm the Lifeboat Management Group Chair of Weymouth Lifeboat Station. I'd like to give you some message and update during this pandemic that the way that the lifeboat is managing to cope. We have maintained a 24/7 lifeboat service and many more lifeguards are now accessing the beaches around the UK. Our ability to fundraise has been greatly affected by the pandemic and the disruption will have cost us by the end of this year £43.5 million, which is breathtaking as it is 22% of our annual income. Going forward, the RNLI is desperately thinking of how do we do what we need to do. And that's where we would like you, our friends and public locally, our community, to help us. We have at the moment approximately 600 people on furlough. This in itself will save the lifeboat £4.5 million to the end of July. We intend to do this till the end of October, and then it's a case of see where we go, and hopefully good people like yourselves will be helping us along the route. We just have in Weymouth here alone 30 crew that man our lifeboat, which I think is quite incredible when you think of the size of our town. We have about 15 people who are the backroom personnel that help with all the support, whether that be with operations, the management of fundraising and the shop. One of those people are here with me now, and I'd like to introduce her to you, Teresa Drage. She is the head of our fundraising group, the chair. And so, Teresa, would you like to speak to our people? Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name's Teresa Drage. I'm chair of fundraising for Weymouth Lifeboat fundraising team. This weekend we're due to have our lifeboat week, but due to the pandemic that's going on, we have cancelled the lifeboat week, and we have also cancelled all our events throughout the rest of the year. Over the years we've raised anything from 7,000 up to 9,500. So without Lifeboat Week this year, we are going to be at a loss. We are appealing for the community of Weymouth to possibly help us, support us as much as they can. Weymouth and Portland Borough Council and Weymouth Pavilion have kindly decided to change the lights on the clock and the lights at the pavilion to support Weymouth RNLI, to which we are truly grateful. We do have a Just Giving page which will be included. If anybody would like to support the station, the local station, we truly appreciate it. We've had to cancel our events this year, but we are having some virtual events throughout the week. One of them being a story time with Wish Upon a Star. So please come to story time from the comfort of your own home. This will be on Wednesday the 29th of July at 3:30. It will be on Facebook, and there will be a link for you to follow. Another event that we have will be Where's Stormy Stan the Teddy? He will be visiting Weymouth next week, and he will be having his photo taken at lots of different places around Weymouth. So keep a lookout for him on Facebook and see if you can guess where he's hiding. Another way you can help us support Weymouth Lifeboat is if you use online ordering for Christmas cards, gifts, sweets, chocolates. You can type in Weymouth and Weymouth will get a percentage, and you will get free postage and packing as well. Get ordering, soon be Christmas. Another event we're hoping to have is a musical event, but more details of that will follow. Anyway, again, many thanks from everybody at Weymouth Lifeboat fundraising team.
If you think you can help Weymouth Lifeboat or want to join in with some of their events, go to the website on the above address or to their Facebook page.
Thank you much, Janet, and the people from Weymouth Lifeboat. Please do support the RNLI and Weymouth Lifeboat, and of course all those other local charities at this time. They all do so much good work to provide local services to the people of Weymouth and Portland. Your help and support at this time is of course more important than ever, as all charities have had less income at this time. We now come to that part of our programme where I get to play my birthday jingle. And so our birthdays this week, firstly to say a happy belated birthday to Diana MacDonald for last week. After last week's programme, we had a very hurried email from Malcolm, her husband, to say that he'd obviously forgotten to tell us to wish Diana a happy birthday. So a very happy belated birthday to Diana MacDonald. Happy birthday tomorrow to Meredy Phillips, to Jane Hoskins on the 27th, which I think is Monday, and Marilyn Mackenzie on the 30th, which is probably Thursday or Friday by working it out. So if you're having a birthday this week, I hope you have a very, very happy birthday. And if we haven't mentioned you, also we hope you've had have a happy birthday as well. And now for something completely different. I recently learnt from Jeff Rivers, who is Mary Rivers' husband, and together with Tony Sherman, part of the team that runs the projects at our church, that he's been helping out with a small local business. And the local business he's been helping out, despite the lockdown and everything that's going on, has just moved into new premises. It's a great success story at times when there's lots of doom and gloom around and business is struggling and failing. The business is Stuart Wiltshire Glass. Stuart has been very kind to our church and donated some lovely glass pieces in the past for prizes. And I believe he also donated some glass Easter eggs that we hope to use at a fundraising event at Easter, which unfortunately had to be cancelled. But we will be using them at the next chance we get. So we're now going to hear from Jeff what Stuart has been up to with the move and what he will be offering in the future from his new premises.
Hi there, it's Jeff here. I hope you're all safe and well. My video news clip this week does not include anything about pews or church clocks, but concerns some good news about the town. We keep hearing all the doom and gloom news with all the empty shops and businesses closing. However, there's one business that even in these unsure times has taken the opportunity to expand into larger premises. Many people do not know that Weymouth is the home of world-class craftsman Stuart Wiltshire, who has had his glass-blowing workshop for many years in St Nicholas Street. Now he has opened up a new retail outlet in St Thomas Street. In his shop you can see a large selection of his work. These include sculptures, table lamps, glass animals from dolphins to pigs to cats, and even gifts for royalty. Once the COVID restrictions have ended, Stuart will be able to restart his glass blowing classes. These are held in his workshop, which is directly behind the shop. And from the end of next week, hopefully, the viewing area in the workshop will be finished and open. This will allow people to walk directly through the shop and into the workshop and to watch him at work. When you visit, please say that you heard about his new shop via the All Saints Parish News. And that's the end from me this week. Hopefully you all stay well and see you soon. Bye.
Thank you very much, Jeff. And that website, if you want to have a look at the website, and there's lots of Stuart's lovely work on his website, is www.stuartwiltshireglass.co.uk. Or, of course, you can pop along and see Stuart at his new St Thomas Street premises. I think when they're available, Stuart's glass blowing classes would be something really, really good and interesting to go along to. And perhaps if you're looking to give somebody something rather different for a birthday present, maybe that's an idea. Maybe arrange for them to go and have a glass blowing class. That's something a bit different that not many people would be able to get for their birthday. So we now move on from glass blowing to Scottish dancing. And in particular, viewers will remember that we heard from Frank and Marilyn Tuff earlier in the year about the ceilidh dancing and music they enjoy. And they have this week produced a video report on a specific set of Scottish dances with a sea theme, called the Royal Yacht Britannia and the Britannia Two-Step. So we hear from Frank and Marilyn now.
Hello. As previously mentioned, Marilyn and I run a small ceilidh dance group Monday evenings, and since the lockdown we've been sending out weekly news sheets to encourage the dancers to practice their steps and also give them new dances to look at. And we also on the Sunday evening go on Zoom with a virtual ceilidh where we do dances there. Having recently celebrated Sea Sunday, two dances that came to mind. One is the Royal Yacht Britannia, another one is the Britannia Two-Step. Both these dances are very easy dances to do, and we're going to do one of them shortly. But prior to that, I'd like to run a small video clip about the Britannia.
At John Brown's yard on Clydeside, the 4,000-ton Royal Yacht is ready for launching by Her Majesty. This is the first launching ceremony she has attended since her accession. For many months there has been speculation about the name of the new yacht, and there's an air of expectancy as Her Majesty steps forward to perform the actual launching ceremony.
I name the ship Britannia. I wish success to her and to all who sail in her.
Her Majesty releases the traditional bottle not of champagne this time, but of Empire wine. Soon the Britannia will become a home for the Queen, the Duke and their children.
Much of the credit for the fact that this loose association of states does manage to hang together, despite its periodic crises, has been put down to the personality of the Queen. The Queen's contribution to these Commonwealth meetings is not merely social. She fulfills one of her more important functions as head of the Commonwealth, that of meeting all the heads of government and discussing the problems of their individual countries.
The dance of Royal Yacht Britannia is a reel and requires a set of 4 couples, whereas the Britannia Two-Step is a ceilidh dance and can be danced as a couple, which is the one we have chosen to dance today. Bearing in mind we are dancing on grass, which is a bit lumpy and makes the steps a little bit tricky sometimes.
Thank you very much, Frank and Marilyn. And I know Ceilidh dancing locally is very popular, and it's apparently a very easy way to get some good exercise. So if you're interested in hearing more about the Ceilidh dancing and you'd like to get in touch with Frank or Marilyn, if you know them, get in touch with them direct, or if you'd like me to put you in touch, please get in touch with me and I'll be happy to pass your details on. You'll remember last week that we mentioned about Janet Langstone's lockdown challenge and how she had achieved her goal of climbing Everest by going up and down the stairs in her flat. Janet Hall has now had a chance to catch up with Janet, the other Janet that is, Janet Langstone, and to find out how it went. And she's produced a report for us which we'll hear now.
I'm sure you all know Janet Langstone. Here is a picture of her, helping children as she so often does. You also know that she worked in the garden and helped make the patch around the church so beautiful. Having no car, the only way she got up to the church was by walking, and she was glad of that because it made her fit. The exercise was good for her. When lockdown started, she knew she would miss the walk, the time she spent in the church and the garden, and the company it gave her. What was she going to do with all that spare time? Fortunately, she does have a good friend in Mary Rivers, and she helped her to decide on how she was going to fill her time. They worked out how many steps it would take to climb Everest. And Janet went out early in the morning, about 6:15, and began to climb the stairs. There are 4 flights of stairs in her flat. Her challenge was to climb 59 steps every day. Here are the mountains and the heights that she has managed to climb. And now she has managed to achieve her goal. Well done, Janet. Well done, Janet. Climbing Everest is quite something. Now, have any of you got stories you would like to tell about your lockdown challenges? Keep them coming in. Bye for now.
Thank you very much, Janet and Janet. Before we finish the programme tonight, I thought we couldn't let an important anniversary that occurred this week go by unmentioned. On July the 20th, 1969, Neil Armstrong became the first human to step onto the moon. He and Buzz Aldrin walked around for 3 hours. They did some experiments. They picked up bits of moon dirt and rocks. It was in 1961 that John F. Kennedy, who was the President of the United States, he wanted to land humans on the moon. The United States had just started trying to put people into space. Was NASA ready to go to the moon? The President and NASA knew they could do it. They were ready to put people on the moon. Apollo 11's mission was to land 2 men on the moon. They also had to come back to Earth safely. Apollo 11 blasted off on the 16th of July 1969. Neil Armstrong, Edwin Buzz Aldrin and Michael Collins were the astronauts on Apollo 11. 4 days later, Armstrong and Aldrin landed on the moon. They landed on the moon in the lunar module. It was called the Eagle. Collins stayed in orbit around the moon, and he did experiments and took pictures while the other 2 were on the moon's surface. The sign the astronauts left on the moon says, Here men from the planet Earth first set foot upon the moon, July 1969 AD. We came in peace for all mankind. They put a US flag on the moon. They also left a sign on the moon. The two astronauts returned to orbit, joining Collins, and on July the 24th, 1969, all three astronauts came back to Earth safely. President Kennedy's wish had come true, and it had taken less than 10 years to achieve. Let's remind ourselves of those amazing events back in July 1969.
6.5 down, 5.5 down, 9 forward. Good. 20 feet. 100 feet, 3.5 down, 9 forward. 5%. 75. Okay, 75 feet. Guys looking good, down a half. 6 forward. 60 seconds.
Okay. At the foot of the ladder, the lamb footbeds are only depressed in the surface about 1 or 2 inches, although the surface appears to be very, very fine-grained as you get close to it. It's almost like a powder. Ground mass is very fine. And then a long one.
Okay, I'm going to leave that 1 foot up there and both hands down about the 4th rung up. There you go. Okay, now I think I'll do the same.
For those who haven't read the plaque, we'll read the plaque that's on the front landing gear of this lamb. There's 2 hemispheres, one showing each of the 2 hemispheres of Earth. Underneath it says, "Here men from the planet Earth first set foot upon the moon, July 1969 AD. We came in peace."
I guess you're about the only person around that doesn't have TV coverage of the scene.
That's all right, I don't mind a bit. How is the quality of the TV?
Oh, it's beautiful, Mike. It really is.
Oh, geez, that's great. Is the lighting halfway decent?
Yes, indeed. They've got the flag up now, and you can see the stars and stripes on the...
So there we go. That reminds us of the events back in 1969 and ending there with them putting the American flag on the moon. What amazing things they achieved back now almost 60 years ago. And the amazing thing I always find with that is that they were able to communicate back to Earth with pictures and sound from all that distance away. Amazing stuff. So, and finally, can I remind you that our quiz is at 7:30 tonight if you'd like to join us. Our main parish live stream service is at 9:30 AM tomorrow, and there is a communion service in church at 11 o'clock tomorrow. And don't forget, if you have a story for our news programme, if you'd like to do a report yourself, you're celebrating a birthday or another special occasion, you're organising an event, or you want to get a message over to local people, please do get in touch. That's what we're here for. So until 6 PM next Saturday and our next parish news programme, I'll say goodnight and I'll see you again then.